My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who is initially taking care of something, maybe paying for someone's education, for example, or paying for someone's insurance or their car. And then all of a sudden there are some changes, or someone is called out for not following the rules. And now this blessing or this, I'm doing something nice for you seems to be at risk. We could have a person saying, I'm not going to pay that bill anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore because you're not, going to the classes that I'm paying for, that kind of thing. Hello, April. How are you doing? So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member and how to own a candle I made. Hello, Nat. Hello, Dwayne. Hello, Joaquin. Hello, Tiana. How are we doing today? What should we do? What should we start with? We're going to go with the Tarot of the Cat People because I feel like it. What else do we have? What else do we have? Oops. We have the Sun. I feel like this is information that's been discovered, like a report card. Or, your student's been absent 72% of the time. Like, ugh. So this is an interesting depiction of the Three of Swords because we actually have people in this card. Usually it's just three swords in a heart. But there's back-to-back, each with their own sword, which represents truth. So I feel like we have someone who thought that they were going to be able to control the narrative or say, here's what's happening, here's what I do. But in reality, that's not how things are going. Someone else tells their story, such as a report card or communication from someone's employer, or maybe even a message you didn't really want to get on social media. But there is a contradiction to someone's story. So I've been paying for this, or I've been doing this thing, and I had an understanding with you that this was how it's going to operate. You're going to actually try to get good grades, for example. And now I'm hearing you ain't even there. You just abandoned whatever your end of the bargain was or your obligations. So you have somebody who's mad and saying, I don't think I want to continue to do this anymore because I don't see a point to it. I'm paying for something and you're not actually making use of it. It's like if you've ever found that you had some subscription service that you weren't using at all, but you were still paying for. Yes, it's happened to me. Nine of Swords in the reverse is, I think, some pretty serious frustration or anger. And the result or the outcome is, I can't believe that you did that. I can't believe that you were lying to me or you were letting me think that you were still working there or going to those classes or whatever. And now here we found out that you just kind of stopped, didn't tell anyone, and that expense was still there. So now we're going to change things. Now I'm not going to pay for that, or now this is going to be your responsibility. And I might not pay for that thing either. There's this really difficult conversation where someone says, I've been generous and you did not respect that. So as a result, I'm not going to do that anymore. You're going to have to pay for your own insurance. You're going to have to pay for your own groceries. Whatever the agreement was that was beneficial to this individual, now it's changing. What else? Four of Cups in the reverse, Ace of Cups in the reverse, Three of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups in the reverse. I think we have some, it's like a temper tantrum. I can't believe you would do that. I was just, busy, or I didn't feel well, so I didn't go, or, I can change. I think it's too late. I think someone's real upset because they know they're in trouble. They've been caught. They can't really do anything to change it, but they were counting on this money, or they were counting on this person to continue to be generous. Three of Pentacles, Nine of Cups in the reverse. I don't want to get a job. I don't want to work at the ice cream shop. I don't want to work at the coffee shop. I don't know. This kind of feels a little bit like teenage energy. But I do feel like it's older than that. And it could also be somebody's romantic partner. Just saying. Like, why was I paying for this? Or why were you letting me think that you were working towards this goal when in reality, you're out here not taking it seriously, or, you know, you're just like pretending, like phoning it in, right? Hey, Wilfred, I don't take requests like that. So please stop asking. Hello, Charlie. How are you doing? Hello, great. How are you? I'm not sure that we can answer that for you, San. Oops, did I delete the wrong thing? No, guess not. But I would require some respect if you'd like to stay in my live chat, okay? We're not here to talk about your obsession with armpits. Oh, no problem, Charlie. Hello, Jamike. How you doing? So we've got the Ace of Swords, the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Moon. The truth is, it feels to me like you're wasting the energy, or you're just like trying to make it seem like you're doing what you need to, when you'd rather probably just let somebody else pay for everything or do everything. So it kind of feels like we've got an adult child getting cut off by their parent, or a relationship ending because someone hasn't really been trying to pull their own weight or be a partner. They've just been like pretending they're applying for jobs, but they really don't want one. All right, this is the Soul Cat Tarot. Hello, Zach. How are you doing? Thank you, I think. Dinner isn't always better. Hello, aliens. I would agree. Or a mooch. Hello, B. How are you doing today? Did I say hello to Rachel? Sorry, guys. Like, I've been going through the to-do list, and so I'm like, kind of like, what else do we have? The Magician. The Nine of Wands, which we just had. In the reverse, I think. Oh, no, we had the Nine of Swords. And Justice in the reverse. Why do I feel like somebody was literally just like throwing money into the garbage to keep up some sort of facade or make it seem like they were doing the right thing? Like paying for a subscription on LinkedIn so you can find a job, but you're not actually applying to any jobs. I don't know. Is there a subscription where it helps with that? I would imagine so. They want a nickel and dime everything, right? The Magician and the Nine of Wands, this is somebody who ends up harming themselves because they went to such great lengths to keep up some illusion or make it seem like they were doing whatever they could. The reality was they didn't want to do what it was that was being asked of them. If you're supposed to be looking for a new place because you can't live here anymore, this person's not been looking at all. If this is someone who's supposed to be doing their homework and attending classes, they're not doing that. If this is someone who's supposed to be paying off a debt, they're not doing that either. Hey, Hannah. I hope your day's going well. Thank you for the tip. I got you. Hello, Shinaku? I probably said that wrong. But I do appreciate that you're saying uncouth. That's an underutilized word, I would say. Oh, thank you. What else? Three of Swords in the reverse. So remember I told you the Three of Swords normally has a heart with 3 swords into it? This is still unusual because we have a kitty cat, but it is still indicating that sense of betrayal. And when I find out that you haven't been doing what you were supposed to, or I don't know, you were taking the money I sent you for rent and spending it frivolously, then it's like someone's got a pretty, it's like, I want to say it's a harsh reaction, but it does seem to be pretty warranted. That if I'm spending money on something, or if I'm doing something to help you and you're supposed to be doing X, Y, Z and you're not, then it's like, well, okay, why should I be, you know, holding up my end of the bargain if you're not going to? So we have someone who it's like, I'm stopping payments, or I'm removing you from my credit cards, or it's just like across the board, like we're not going to do this anymore because I found out that you're actually just lying to me about whether or not you've been trying to do that, whether or not you've actually been working on this. Seven of Swords in the reverse and the Four of Wands. Shamala, I have a process where every time I get a new tarot or oracle deck, I sage and cleanse and bless the cards and make very clear that the only messages that come through to me are from my spirit guides, and that the goal is the highest and best good for my collective. So that would be how. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Hayden. I hope you're having a good day, Hayden. Hello, Yukti. Hello, Kwan. I'm sorry, Kwan. Am I supposed to know what that means? I'm pretty sure you meant to say hello. I don't know if I can help you with that one. Hello, Kim. How are you doing? So we've got the Nine of Swords and the Page of Cups in the reverse. You know, when you're mad because somebody calls you out or says, like, this isn't gonna, like, fly, we're not gonna do this. This is someone who's, like, mad at themselves, you know? You can be mad at someone else. That's way easier than being mad at yourself for messing something up. This is a person who had a pretty easy ride or pretty easy go of it, and all they had to do was, like, I don't know, clean, apply for jobs, pay off some debt, or pay the, I don't know, whatever it is, they didn't do it. And it's like coming crashing down on them, that failure to act, or that failure to make good on the bargain or the negotiation that they had made with you or someone in their family, perhaps. They should have listened to it. They should have abided by it or done what they were asked to do, because now things are going to be more difficult for them. This is someone who's realizing that it's going to be even more challenging than they may have thought it was recently, when they have to do this on their own, when they have to look for a job but they can't stay at your place, or when they have to find a way to go to school even though they have to, you know, take out a loan. There's a shift here that changes it. I think it's Ken, maybe? Now I'm second guessing myself. I don't use that though. It is a thing. I don't use it. Maybe it is IN. We've got the Hierophant with the Nine of Pentacles. We had some rules. Those rules were clearly stated, or you signed a document, or you said, yep, that sounds good to me. And then you were like, I'm actually gonna just do my own thing. Never mind. I think I'm good. It's like you pay a contractor to do work on your bathroom, and you're all excited to get a new shower in, and you choose the dates, you pay the person, and then they're like, actually, I decided I'd rather go on a vacation, so we're gonna delay this by 2 weeks. Okay. I don't think you'd be very happy about it, right? Like, we signed a contract. You said you were gonna be here from these dates. So Six of Cups in the reverse, there's like a lack of rapport. or like moving backwards with somebody. We used to be closer, we used to have a sense of trust, or I used to feel like, you know, I'd do whatever I could if you asked and I was able to. Now it's, I'm not going to give you anything. I'm not going to do that because I know how you handle it, because I know you didn't take it seriously. 10 of Wands and the 4 of Cups in the reverse. So we have someone who's frustrated, feeling like their life is changing kind of negatively because they didn't do something they knew they should have. But at the same time, they're asking this King of Pentacles or their benefactor, the person who has been making their life easier, like, why? As they know why, they're asking why. Because they want to make this person feel guilty. Like, maybe you should just, like, give me one more chance. I don't know if they're very effective. They're like, oh, okay, I see. So you're willing to like end this whole thing, or you're willing to just like not hang out or not be my partner or not, you know, support me in my education. Okay, now I'll change. What do you mean? Like at the beginning, you agreed that you were going to go to the classes if I paid for them. Like, what do you mean now you're going to try? You had your chance. In fact, I feel like this person had a few chances. This is like, no, the payments are stopped. The credit cards are cut up. Like you don't have access anymore. Now you're going to be fully responsible for yourself because you didn't want to take advantage of the like offer that was there for you. You didn't want to move forward with that opportunity in education. You wanted to sleep, or you wanted to party, or you wanted to be lazy. Well, what did you think? That that was going to last forever? They didn't think this King of Pentacles, it does not have to be a man, by the way. They did not think that the King of Pentacles would say, okay, time's up. Like, you're not doing it right. This is a person who may come across to others as very entitled or even a little bit selfish. We have the Fool in the reverse. And the Magician. I gave you everything that you needed to be successful in that, and you decided that you weren't even going to try. It's like the people who sit in their living room surrounded by a bunch of parts of the furniture, but they can't figure out how to put it together because they're unwilling to look at the directions. And IKEA's over here, I didn't get paid for that. IKEA's over here like, I gave you the directions, everything. It's in picture format. Like, what is the holdup? You just open the little booklet. It shows you the pieces. There's little letters and numbers sometimes on those pieces. And yet this person is like willfully like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't figure it out. I tried to put that piece with that piece and it just fell apart. If you have all the directions, if you have all the things that you need, and you're still sitting over there like, I don't wanna, then I don't think I can blame this King of Pentacles for saying, okay, well then I don't wanna pay for it. You know? Hello, Santiago. How are you doing? Ah, yes. I do also use the Palo Santo. I forgot to mention. Hey, Bradley. You've been on a few times, so I think you know I tend to be on every day. I am going to take a few days off this month. I'm going to tell you that. So, you know, I'll keep you entertained with some shorts that I post. And maybe like some pre-recorded videos, but yeah, I'm gonna need a little respite. Hello, Stephanie, how are you? I hope it's a good day so far. So we have the Nine of Swords in the reverse. This one keeps coming out. So we did get the Nine of Swords in the two other tarot decks. Both of them, one in the reverse and then one in the upright. And here we have it in the reverse again. I think this is someone problem solving. Like, okay, so basically you're saying that you're a money pit. I've been spending money on something that you're not actually doing or not actually using. Like, if you paid for unlimited car washes and then went for one during that period of time, you're a dummy. Like, not really. Sorry for insulting you. But, like, what are you buying the unlimited one for? You didn't even use two. What are you doing? This is someone who's like, I know exactly how to solve this problem. If you're not doing something, then I will do something. We'll cut off that payment or we'll cut off that arrangement. You can find your own thing. You can find your own place. You can go your own way, you know, or pay it. Hello, Minnie. How are you doing? No, this is well, it is a free reading, but it's a general reading. I assume you're asking about personal questions. Hey, James, how's it going? That's funny, Hayden. I mean, to be fair, I feel like the mechanics industry is like closely associated with the concept of tinkering. That's how I would describe like trying to fix something even though you don't necessarily have the directions right in front of you. So I feel like of all the industries out there, we could probably be most forgiving of the mechanics who are tinkerers. Tinkering and... Sorry, I'm repurposing that quote. So we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. So I'm going to take back that money. I'm going to spend that money elsewhere. I'm going to make a change because it's quite clear that I can't rely on you. You've got this Knight of Wands energy. That means you say you're going to do one thing one day and then the next day you're like, no, I never said that. Or no, I don't think I want to do that. Okay, then you got to be in charge of your own schedule. You got to be in charge of your own expenses. Oh, it always does, Kim. So we have the World, an arrangement that is ending, someone who's realizing that they should have taken advantage of the excellent situation they had, but instead they fumbled it by like overplaying their hand, right? Feeling like they would have this forever and didn't have to actually do their end of the bargain or do any of the heavy lifting. Just let that other person, the King of Pentacles, take care of it. Well, now the King of Pentacles is saying, okay, well, I'm out. You're going to have to take care of it all yourself. Ooh, that doesn't sound like fun. That's funny. I agree, that is the problem. We just have to keep in mind that there are also people out there who don't want to take advantage and who would be a good partner. This is the Morgan Greer. We have the Emperor and the Star. So this King of Pentacles decides if it's too easy for you and you're lacking motivation, then maybe if you have to approach life on, hard mode, maybe you'll learn a little bit of independence. Maybe you'll learn how to take care of yourself, or maybe you'll learn the value of things. When you're, I don't know, in your teens, you probably don't have a great appreciation for how much the electricity bill is. You probably don't have, fixed understanding of how expensive groceries can be. When you go out and you live on your own, you learn these things. I feel like this is someone who's saying, you got to go out there and realize how difficult it is if you have to do everything on your own, because I feel like you've been taking for granted what you have in this situation. I smile because I can't help it when I hear the word or the phrase for granted. I think of Rick and Morty. I got to make sure I get this right. I think Rick says for granted, and Rick is then made fun of mercilessly by Morty. He's like, are you for real? Did you just say for granted? It's for granted. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't not think of that when I see that phrase or say that phrase. Oh my God, a live chat right now. Oh Lord. All right, so we got the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse and the World in the reverse. For many of you, this is a person who is not employed or doesn't have the funds to make things happen and was expecting to just have like a free ride. Like, you're my meal ticket. You go make the money, I'll sit over here and, you know, watch my favorite reruns or put together a few puzzles. It'll be delightful. And I'll tell you, gosh, I just really don't know why nobody's offering me a job. But once it's confirmed, and I feel like there could be some snail mail situation that leads to that, right? Like, not necessarily report card. Maybe it's, hey, you know, now that you're unemployed, here's your options for insurance. There's something here where a notification lets this King of Pentacles know, oh, you're not even really trying, are you? You told me that things were in a different spot than they really are. Two of Wands in the reverse, Eight of Wands in the reverse, Temperance. The thing is, this is a required situation for them to deal with. So the King of Pentacles is saying, I'm out, you're going to have to deal with it yourself. And the Knight of Wands is saying, okay, so now I've got to start at square one. And I do think that there's, for a lot of you, a pretty strong chance that this person is going to surprise a few people by actually getting their ish together. They might actually do it. You're like, what? I don't know what you're talking about, Carmen. This person doesn't seem to really like know what to do. We go from the Nine of Cups in the reverse, which is like selfish or greedy energy, very self-absorbed. Like, you buy it for me. You just like make it happen for me. I don't want to do it. You take my tray over to the trash. To somebody who's on the Wheel of Fortune. And this is a card that talks about change. Sometimes you're down here and then the wheel moves and then you're up there. Or sometimes you're at the top and then you start falling. Poor dude. Doesn't even get like, he's not even on the card fully. It's just his legs. I feel like there's someone here who's making changes because they kind of have the rug pulled out from underneath them when they don't do right by a job search or education or paying the bills, whatever this is. Now they're like, okay, well, I guess I better like do this. I can't count on anyone else now. It's just me. So I think this does help them, even though it is pretty clearly some tough love. Someone saying, well, you're on your own. Good luck. We'll see how you do it. Oh, I'm sorry you went through that. There is change. And I think for this person, they're realizing they have to be willing to advocate for themselves. They have to be willing to put some skin in the game instead of relying on this other person to make things happen. We have the Courthouse and Gift. I do think that when this King of Pentacles says that's no longer my responsibility, there is an opportunity to have unexpected abundance for the Knight of Wands if they make the right decision. So in other words, they lose the support of this person, and when they make the choice whether or not to actually like get up and do the stuff that they need to for themselves, then there might be some unexpected money that comes in. If they choose to continue to be like, I just don't know what to do, and try to find someone else to mooch off of, then they won't get this blessing. It's like there's a little test here. Are you going to do the right thing? Are you going to, try to get your job sorted? Are you going to try to find someone who's going to pay things for you? Because if you take like control of your own life, then there's like an unexpected, I don't know, you find $100 bills on the ground, or, you sell something and it's worth way more than you think it is. Ooh, Antiques Roadshow? Is that what it is? Is that what you're doing? Now we have somebody who has the chance at being successful on their own instead of having to rely on that King of Pentacles. But it all boils down to that one question. When this King of Pentacles pulls back and they're not willing to pay for stuff anymore, are we looking at a Knight of Wands that's going to be like, okay, let's take care of this. Let's tackle it. I'm going to change. Or is it going to be someone who's like, Maybe tomorrow. Not today. I'm busy. Yes. Thank you for the likes. All right. Where are we at? We're at 30 minutes. I'm going to pull just a few from the Zodiac fortune telling cards, and then we'll start on personal questions. Hey, Baby Yoda, how are you doing? Hello, Krish, how are you doing? You will overcome your domestic troubles. So if you resonate with the Knight of Wands, this is saying, you know, things happen. But when you choose to be in control of your own destiny, or when you take on that responsibility and you're not searching for someone to solve the problems for you, then things change in a very positive way. I feel like for the majority of you, you're probably aware of the situation, either because you're the King of Pentacles or because you're connected to somebody who is the King of Pentacles. But for those of you where it's the Knight of Wands, just know you're fully capable of doing this, of making this change. A lot of it comes down to whether or not you have that confidence or that drive to make things happen, right? Even when they seem a little bit frustrating. Yes, perspective is powerful. A woman is coming between you and your beloved. Help your friend who is in need. He will bring you good luck. You will receive an offer regarding money matters. I done told you. See? All right, let's move to those personal questions. What are we going to use? We'll go with the Tarot of the Nile. Let's see what we've got for Hannah. Aw, that's adorable, Gianna. Hello, Peter. How are you doing? Oh, you're so welcome, Rachel. What else? 5 of Cups. 10 of Wands. So with the 3 of Swords, Hannah, I'm wondering if there's an issue here in terms of feeling disappointed by how someone handled something. I feel like someone's in the 5 of Cups regarding you. Someone who's regretful or feeling like they should have handled things better. Now they're confused. Now they're looking at it as, I put myself in such a negative situation. How do I make this right? How do I find a way to see Hannah and talk about this? So with the 3 of Cups, it's like they're thinking about whether or not there's actually a chance to talk to you face to face or deal with this situation. Knight of Swords in the reverse. They feel like they spoke harshly or let their anger get the best of them. They might have been overly defensive, but now they're looking for the right time to be able to communicate and see if there's any chance that you can reconcile or leave that in the past. The Sun in the reverse. 8 of Wands in the reverse. 7 of Swords in the reverse. The clue seems to be, Hannah, if this person comes back and they want to resolve things, but their apology doesn't seem authentic, if they don't actually say the words that you need to hear them say, then that tells you everything. Then that means this person's not really ready for it. I feel like there's something regarding like a change in behavior. If you can't commit to that, or if you can't, you know, hold yourself accountable, or if you can't be capable of communicating emotions clearly, then like we would just run into the same problem. So use your intuition. I feel like this will be a little bit confusing because I think they've got a lot of things moving in the right direction, but it does feel like they're a little bit hindered when it comes to doing right by the healing and apology and seeing things from your perspective. It's like they've almost got it, but not quite. Hey Suvik, how's it going? We've got what are Satarupa's feelings for Suvik? And Suvik, I've noticed sometimes you comment that you would like me to add subtitles. Please keep in mind that they do get added and I don't have control over that, but it's a little bit of a lag on the live streams because of YouTube. So sometimes it might just be a matter of you coming back later and then checking it, okay? So what are Satarupa's feelings for Suvik, please? Knight of Swords, Two of Cups in the reverse. Ten of Wands in the reverse, Judgment in the reverse. This is someone who verbally or with others makes it seem like there's nothing here or there was nothing or it's over if there was something. But I feel like it's becoming overwhelming for this person to mislead others or hide their emotions for you or their desire for you. We have Judgment in the reverse because it's somebody who's feeling like, man, I don't know if that was actually the right choice. Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. I love the elephant. If I want this, then I'm going to have to deal with the things that block the long term from happening. I feel like it might be a mom. Hermit in the reverse. King of Wands in the reverse. There's someone here with an anger problem. I don't care if I'm wrong. I don't care if you think that you should be able to make the decision. If I tell you something, then that's how it is. We have someone who's very unyielding and like rules with an iron fist. Like this is just how it is. So it could be that Satarupa would have to go up against that energy in order for things to work out between the two of you. Yeah, it's still pretty cold here too, Rachel. I think it gets a little bit better tomorrow. But I'm ready for... Is it fair to say I'm ready for spring in February? I think that's fair. I'm probably getting a little bit spoiled, having lived in Minnesota where it was much colder. All right. Looking for a freebie. Hey Darknet, I have not heard that one before, but I love her. She's such a talented actress. Boop, boop, boop. I'm looking for a freebie. I haven't seen anybody ask for a little bit here. Rachel, would you like me to pull some cards for you? This is the Witch's Tarot, and it is relatively new to the collection, but also a little bit offensive in terms of the artwork. Not to me, but, you know, to YouTube's sensitive catching the pearls energy. Rachel says, what should I be focusing on healing to stabilize my life? Let's see what we get for you, Rachel. So we have the Queen of Swords with the Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. There it is in the upright. So with the Wheel of Fortune, it's interesting because there is a focus on aging here. I don't know if you can see, it kind of looks like we've got someone growing up. So there's a person here that you would have dealt with over a long period of time, whether that was starting from birth until, 25, or if it was, you turned 20 and you met this person and you've known them ever since. But I feel like there's someone here who you've known through cycles. They've known you younger, they've known you in weaker states, they've known you in stronger states, whatever it is, they've known you. I do feel like you have to heal the connection with this person, even if this is not somebody who is still around. This could be somebody that it's just a matter of you need to forgive that person. But it could also be that with the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, that this is somebody that you have to like kind of distance yourself from. Or I feel like saying if there's someone that has some admirable characteristics, it's like you have those similar characteristics, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have the things that maybe frustrated you about this person, if this is like a family member that passed away. But with the Nine of Pentacles, it's coming through as you being about to bring something new into your life based on your intuition. So this connection with this person, I feel like it needs to have some sort of closure or forgiveness. We have the Ace of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. I think there's going to be a way that this evens out, even if it seems unlikely to you. Fool in the reverse. How you look at yourself is really important right now. What you say about yourself, even if it's just you that's listening. There's some chaos or drama, perhaps family related or community related. Maybe it's your social group. And you don't need to be a part of it. It's not your beef. I feel like you are being drawn elsewhere, away from this drama or chaos. But once you connect with or forgive this person who knew you at various stages in your life, you're able to like migrate away from the other chaos. Anything else about this Queen of Pentacles? This is someone who I would describe as austere or not showing a lot of emotion. Chariot in the reverse and the Tower. There's a block here for you because of concern with regards to what other people expect. I feel like you've already made considerable progress on this, but it's like, don't give up. You're almost there. You can let that go. It's not something that you need to be worried about, right? Or thinking about. But it feels to me like you're making really good progress. For you to have already come through as the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like your connection with your intuition is really strong. It's guiding you. So I hope that helps. Hello, James. How are you doing? Hello, Sarah. Did I say? I think I said hello to B. Let's see. What do we use? Let's see if we've got anything for Mike. And thank you for liking and subscribing. That means a lot to me, y'all. Awesome. Shoot, I just forgot my question. Jamaica, okay. What do we have for Jamaica, please? Eight of Wands, Seven of Swords, the Hierophant, Three of Swords, and the Devil. I don't like it, Jamaica. I feel like this is someone you looked up to. Someone who you felt had some good morals or principles. It's making me think of a friend I had who worked closely with kind of like a father figure, and ended up, while they were traveling for work, realizing that this person wasn't as respectable or honorable a person because they were willing to, you know, step out on their long-term relationship. And it changed how he was able to connect with this boss of his, you know? I feel like there's someone here that you've had a lot of respect for. You expected them to behave in a certain way or do things the right way, and you found out this is someone who's cut corners or been, like, willfully dishonest. And now it puts into question whether or not you want to stay close to this person or view them as a positive influence in your life, because it's pretty laid bare now that they are not perfect, or maybe not the role model that you thought. Ace of Wands in the reverse, the World, Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So yes, there's going to be like a switch up here. You might not be able to look at this person the same. You might end a friendship with this person or feel like you have to be a little bit detached or distant. But this situation with them has reinforced your own beliefs or principles in an important way ahead of a situation where they will be tested. So a little bit of a warning. Whatever you have judged to be not really great in another person's character, there will be a test for you in that regard. So it's like reminding you, this is important to you. That's why you're not a fan of this person or you look at them differently. So don't give up on that down the line when something else is kind of trying to convince you to do the same thing. Well, if you're really not that interested, then why would you say yes? Right? Hello, James. My ex-person is coming to town with friends. Should I ignore it or reach out? Eight of Swords in the reverse, Tower, King of Cups in the reverse. I feel like you have an opportunity to make good money instead, or I feel like you have an opportunity to work on something that's more important to you. So, I don't know. I don't think you would be happy that you chose to go do it. I think you would be more frustrated that you did that. So, Knight of Wands in the reverse, there's a chance this person thinks that they're going to get some naked time or some sort of benefit, like, oh, maybe you'll let me crush, maybe you'll pay for things. I don't know. I don't think this is a good use of your time. There's something more important here for you to be focused on at that time. You're welcome, Jamaica. Hello, Priyanka. How are we doing today? Ooh, I hope I can say that correctly. We're going to try. Fingers crossed. Okay. Uday Pratap. Did I do that right? You can grade me on a scale of, like, you know, 1 to 10, or like, I don't know, do you guys use A's? How do you grade over there? What are the current feelings for Priyanka from Uday Pratap? I hope I said that right. Fingers crossed. King of Pentacles. Okay. High Priestess in the reverse. Ten of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. little bit there. I was nervous because we have the High Priestess in the reverse, but I feel like this is just a little bit of like hesitant energy. Like, I don't know if I have the riz, I don't know if I have the confidence, I don't know if I'm gonna sound foolish. But this person, I feel like they look at you like you are their divine counterpart. We have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. These are divine counterparts. They are also the two that I would say most clearly indicate somebody's looking for like a long-term relationship, right? Hello, Audrey. Hello, Lemonade. How's it going? So I feel like this is loving energy, but there is some hesitation or, you know, maybe even a little bit shy as to whether or not you feel this way or you would be interested in them. I feel like there is a shift happening in perception that makes things a little bit easier for this person. But right now, I think they're trying to be kind of low key or not start too many, not be the cause of any gossip or not start any drama. So maybe this is someone who has to like wrap up clean a little bit from past situations or family obligation. And then I feel like their goal is to find a way to pursue something serious with you. I think they're keeping something a little secret from you right now, but I don't think it's super concerning. I think it's probably family related. Hello, Ellen. All right. I think I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for checking out my Etsy candles in the description. Toodles.